This is Logical MGTOW Spock here. This video is not going to be an attack video. This video is going to be a positive one at that. Recently, though, I will mention this, and this is not a rant video at all. I will just simply mention this. There's been many levels of this happening in the MGTOW manosphere. There has been many things, even in the misunderstanding of many other things, even outside the MGTOW manosphere. The one thing is, it goes to the points of quick judgment. I know that Mr. Vicious has dealt with this. I know that many people within the MGTOW manosphere have dealt with this. And yes, I have dealt with it myself recently. Um, And of course, that was due to the new MGTOW member that I became aware of with the roast of McHenry, um, roasting this one particular person. Um, of course, again, just to make it clear, I'm not befriending McHenry at all. He's he has a psychosis that I obviously only understand because the fact that I know psychology. And yes, Brandon King, I am not roasting you anymore, my friend. If you look at your video where it said that you give up, that Logical MGTOW wins, right, Brandon, you will see that my comment below it, and it's not a hate video or a hate comment or nothing. The basic fact is simply, and you know what the full fact of it was is that on my side of it, you, Brendan, took it as an attack. I wasn't attacking. I was not attacking you. Thereby, I understand you took it as an attack. I wasn't attacking you. All I was stating was that from my perspective and my understanding, seeing that I haven't seen you do so many YouTube MGTOW videos, except for the ones I saw on your page, your content, essentially, you do have the right viewing of the MGTOW philosophy. But I can say I can see you're doing your best. But the one thing is that the reason of the simp video that I made of you, Brandon, was simply is because I didn't get any response from you saying, proving, or even stating that you are truly MGTOW. That was it. It was not an attack video, but you took it as such. Okay, that's a basic misunderstanding on your part. I'm saying this with a kind heartedness within myself. Okay. Now, the one thing, there's going to be many misunderstandings within the MGTOW manosphere. Maybe not right away, maybe not um, any given time, even after this video. The basic fact is that the topic of this video is logic, truth, honesty, and understanding is the best way to go. And the best way to go about things, no matter what. Don't simply go by what it states on the caption of a video. Even if it is from McHenry, even if it is from any number of people within and outside of the MGTOW manosphere. Even in the base of the comments. Trust me, I know exactly what to do and how to go about things. Now, Brandon, you and I can be friends. You and I can be MGTOW brothers, and like I said in the comment part of your give up video, that I can still invite you to the Logical MGTOW page of mine on Facebook. If you so choose, I will not force you. MGTOW brothers don't force other MGTOW to do something that they don't want to do. I know that already. I've known that way before. The basic fact is that with the constant misunderstanding, even within the MGTOW manosphere, even outside the MGTOW manosphere, there's going to be bit of or even more than a bit of you know throwbacks at each other from time to time. Maybe not within the same day or week, but there will be. I know that, and there has been over the course of a number of years. Um, but the one thing though is that when, and I know Mr. Hate Vicious has mentioned this too before, as well as I have once before, and that is that if the feminist YouTubers um, make content even while us MGTOW go at each other in ranting against each other, that gives them power. That gives the feminist and the MGTOW, the male MGTOW haters power, because that will give them a chance to try to insert themselves into the manosphere, and as we're distracted attacking each other here, as many MGTOW members have even in the past, we will be so busy focusing on that while they try to while make the MGTOW haters um, try to insert themselves into the manosphere and try to tear us apart. Although they can't logically, because MGTOW is global. The basic fact is that even feminists will try to do the same thing and use that power and leverage as well, if we allow it. And the only time we'd be allowing it is if we keep on going at each other, like what happened between myself and Brandon King. The basic fact is that yes, Brandon, I understand you did have a misunderstanding. That's a human thing. MGTOW Spock, even Spock himself, even in Star Trek, would understand. You have gone to the points of misunderstanding. You may not see it, you may not see it, but you have. And that's not a judgment. There's also been misunderstandings even when it came to things that you said even about McHenry, and when it came to Mr. Hate Vicious, between McHenry wanting to get with Mr. Hate Vicious. Mr. Hate Vicious doesn't like, he despises McHenry. Oh, I despise McHenry. I know McHenry's psychological emotional psychosis a lot more than he realizes. And yes, I can easily determine yours too, Brandon, and that's the truth. It's not an attack. I'm being honest with you. I know psychology pretty damn well. And yes, I can help you in many different ways without the exchange of money changing hands. I can help many people without the exchange of money changing hands. Only one thing though. If it is locally and a person wants to pay me, hey, be my guest. We can discuss that part of it if it comes down to it. But outside of that, I am here to not only make friends within the MGTOW manosphere, and I have made friends even outside the MGTOW manosphere. And I have made friends even outside the online presence. The basic fact is one cannot simply assume just by the statement of a title on a video that was uploaded by any number of people. I don't do that. If there's something about me, I'm going to watch it and find out what the hell's going on or what's being said or if anything's being said positive or negative. You know what I mean? The basic fact is that, as I've said, nobody tells me what to do. Hell, not even my own mother tells me what to do anymore. I respect my mother. I respect her so much, even in a spiritual sense. Like it says in the Bible, honor thy father and thy mother. Also, it states that one should always be a humanitarian in the helping of another human being, in which I have offered to many people, including you, Brandon King, MGTOW brother. And as I said to Brandon King, that the only thing I asked was that he take down the photo of my advocate acronym being CRPHA. Take it off his video, change it to something else. Do what I have done if you want to. You can do such a thing by using what I've done. Generally, I've gone to um, the Google Images when it came to MGTOW, right, Brandon? And I'm helping you out here, just to let you know. Look for the the logo, the symbolization of MGTOW, and then make your own MGTOW logo along with the symbol, like I did in the in the aspect of logical MGTOW. I did the logical MGTOW. You could do your own. Mr. Hate Vicious did his own. James Von Maxwell did his own. There was also Mike the MGTOW Monk did his own. And who else? Oh yeah, Undead Chronic did his own. I can go on. The only ones that won't 100% all the time make their own little video cover and show their mug, if you will, their face essentially on their video, are people like McHenry, the simp of all simps, and currently also Alec Fleming, the former MGTOW, now um, leader of the simps on YouTube. And also several others. And yes, there's been many teenager males that have proclaimed, even on YouTube, to be feminist followers. Little do they know, though, that the feminist women will take advantage of them and they'll regret ever supporting and backing the feminist movement. I can tell you, as a humanitarian and citizen advocate of CRPHA, I do support only one feminist movement, and it's has no issues with MGTOW. The only ones that the only feminist movement that does is the current one, along with the Me Too movement, and yet they haven't really given themselves a name quite yet, or as it's been known, or even heard of. So that one particular feminist movement that I support, which basically is not in action anymore, um, due to the fact that they've done what they had to do within the 1970s, is known as the ERA. And yes, I know that the ERA is known as a Equal Rights Amendment bill. But at times, if you really think about it, the ERA bill would not have been put into fruition, or in another way of putting it, an actuality, if it wasn't for the ERA feminist movement of the 1970s doing what they did in marching and protesting all across the US. But at the same time, just because I support the ERA as an advocate does not make me a feminist. I'm still strong. I'm still staying strong as MGTOW, and as a humanitarian advocate and a business advocate, a health advocate, a disability advocate, and also a education advocate and a citizen advocate. All of them, including the MGTOW, staying strong. So, Brandon King, if you're watching this, do know this is not a roast video. I'm simply putting out here that of the of what I've already said to start with. Thereby, thereby, you, Brandon King, if you're watching this video, you can keep the MGTOW acronym, but not my CRPHA thing that you put on your video cover as your video cover. No, 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 no. Which I know you probably read the comment, which I don't know. Although you probably did or didn't, I don't know. But in any case, this is not a roast video towards you. This is a separate video from roasting. But I will say this. Those who try to go against the MGTOW manosphere, be that feminist, and MGTOW haters like McHenry, you will not be able to get by so easily. The one thing also is that logic, among all else, is the best way to go about things. Use things in an actual logical way and manner. Use things in the actual logical variables, no matter what it is, even in your own life. we MGTOW will keep on helping people. I, even as a MGTOW and a humanitarian advocate, and one that knows psychology, as I do, will keep on helping people. I've done it way before I even went on to a site like this. If one has issues with MGTOW, do know, in order to better understand MGTOW, you need to watch the videos to better understand why there's MGTOW, what's MGTOW's objective, and their philosophy, and the philosophy of MGTOW, of us MGTOW essentially, and many other aspects of positive logical attributes and more. No one can simply just second guess or assume, even in judgment. Even if they don't see it as judgment, it can easily be proclaimed as a judgment. The one other aspect of reality is one never knows. If one is a man and you are simping to women, you're subservient to women, then thereby, for example, if you see a MGTOW video and then you start ranting against us MGTOW, you could easily be burning a bridge that you're not even aware that exists for you, males that are not MGTOW. Because if you are currently simping and you think it's serving a purpose by attacking us MGTOW of something you don't have any logical, realistic knowledge about and of, and you are doing it in white knighting the for the feminist woman that you're being subservient to and for, like Tom Likas has dealt with over many years on his radio station when he was broadcasting in LA. Those who white knight against MGTOW for the feminist woman that they are subservient to and so infatuated and in love with and all this other shit, and don't realize, even without you realizing it or even knowing, while you're not around her, she could be fucking someone else. She could be riding what we MGTOW call the cock carousel. While you're out working your sorry asses, simps ass off, and while you're attacking us MGTOW, to those who are not MGTOW, that you need to realize you cannot do that, because if you think that your woman is going to be 100% truthful and faithful to you, simps, blue pills, manginas, you need to be like, shall we say, seeing that I'm wearing a Starfleet uniform, you need to be like Counselor Deanna Troi from Star Trek The Next Generation. She's known as a telepath, aka Beta Z, is the name of the character's, shall we say, lineage that she's playing a part of, that Marina Sirtis is playing a part of. She can read people's thoughts of what they're saying to themselves, especially, even when they're around people, and even as they're talking to people. You need to be like that in order to find out for sure, logically, if your woman is cheating on you or not, or if, and be that of course if she's riding the cock carousel or not. But logically, those mangina simps and blue pilled subservient idiots who keep on attacking us MGTOW don't have that ability. Like for example, and and I'm gonna say I've said this before on my phone right here. I have gone on the very app known as Instagram. And with that, I found McHenry. I've talked to him outside of MGTOW to find out if my psychological thought was right, and it was obviously. And since then, he hasn't responded on this particular app. I know you can't see it because it's bright now, but on this phone is the Instagram app, and I have I have talked to him, and he hasn't been saying anything back to me about anything. Thereby, he could see that I have the knowledge of psychology, psychiatry that I do, that I've said many times on each one of my videos. And yes, I have helped people while using it. And I can still do that, and I have done that even within my own family members. And I will continue to do it for people who I know and the people who I don't know. And I've used my knowledge and much more with and for the people who I don't know. Call it a spiritual blessing aspect of action. But the one thing is, for example, when I was in the Bay Area, I met up with a friend of mine. We both went across. We were about to cross the middle of the street, right? We were on the center divide. I saved his life in the whole entire aspect of it. To shorten it, I saved his life. He was about to be whacked by a U-Haul truck that came down off of one street onto the street that we were about to cross. I saved his life. He thanked me about a year or two later. He thanked me even then that I remember now. But the basic fact is, I know I was blessed for doing so, but I didn't pay attention to that. And I know many people say, you should have paid attention to it. Yeah, you should have paid attention to the fact that you were blessed for doing so. But guess what? If you already know in your own way and perspective and way of thinking and any other aspect that's positive, right? You don't need to have that on your mind in why you did it, especially in why you did the positive action. Although I know a number of people think that by doing a negative action, they're doing something positive. They're not. Even women think by cheating on a guy, as many women even in today's day and age have done, even since ever since the 1990s and late 80s, so like from 89. They think they're doing something right when basically women have the base of a psychological psychosis, emotional psychological psychosis, that is, of indecisiveness. the base of indecision, if you want to put it in an easier way of understanding. And that goes to the points to where they keep on questioning themselves within them, with nobody even realizing, within their minds, within their own being. Have I really chose the right person? Is he really the right person for me? And I mean, there's loads of fucking questions that they won't even admit to us men, that they ask within themselves, Seriously, that's the basic fact is. And yeah, we men do the same thing, but we don't do it into the points of like, well, I don't think she's the right person for me. The only thing we think of at first is she's good looking, she's well to do, she's she has a particular attraction, and also if it's gone to the points of even after dating or dancing, even after a prom, for example, that she might be a good lay too, or it could be the fact that that's the only thing that even teenage boys only think is hit it and quit it, and then spread around that she was easy. Although when teenage men do that, they're they think that they're making a bad viewpoint about that one particular female, but really they're making a bad look and sign on the male by the male passing around even through the schoolyards or even the neighborhood, especially about that one particular female or however other many that they were able to get the hit it and quit it aspect. Many feminists might even say, and this is just a thought, many feminists might even say that's the reason why they are going or they're trying to find their place in society still and why they've gone so fully against men. That could be only one excuse. Lame one at that, and not really an excuse. But the basic fact is that now women think by cheating on us, men, that they are teaching us a lesson because it was done to many women in before the women of today, for example, were even around. No, no. Even the women of then cheated on the men of then that are even a number of them are around even today. There's no excuse. Once you do something in the sinful aspect of cheating, or in the marital aspect known as adultery, that's the base another saying of cheating. What you're doing, and this goes for men too. What you're doing by cheating doesn't matter how many times you've done it, even if you've done it only one time, even after the fact of repenting the one time. If you continue to do it after repenting the one time, and this goes for feminist women especially, if you cheat even the first time and repent, right? This what goes for men and women. If you cheat for the first time and you repent for cheating, you'll be forgiven, no question. Okay? But the one thing is, as the spiritual saying is that he will answer your prayers on and in his own time. Many people expect their prayers to be answered right off the bat. It doesn't work that way. If it did, believe me, I'd be sitting pretty right now. I'd be set more than what you see around me right here. You know what I mean? I'd be in a better particular situation. if that was the case. If he answered like questions like that, we'd be we'd be all better off. I'm sure. In fact, I know for a fact, but it doesn't work that way. But the one thing is, women have in their minds that I've noticed that even after they cheat on the man, they expect the guy to forgive her for cheating on him. Yet when the simp subservient idiot does forgive her, then that's an open door, metaphorically and psychologically, for her to do it again. But this time, the next time around, she doesn't tell him. Unless, of course, he catches her doing the particular action. But yet, when men have cheated on women, you know what they do? They slap us and leave us, and they hardly ever make a return back to us. And yet, in between, men have called to want to talk to them and say sorry and all this blue pill crap, right? But the basic fact is, we don't do that to women. We don't, because we know, even the smart ones know that if we hit women, we can get put in jail for a number of months or days or years. But women think they can do things to men that we men cannot do to women. And they think they can get the court system and the judicial system to side with them as if it was the fault of the man. When in logic, even with witnesses, the woman is at fault. This has happened many times where the woman gets away with what she's done, the negative, sinful shit that she's done, and it goes to the points of physicality as well as the cheating aspect. Many of you may not believe this or even realize this or even know this, but this is an actuality. The one thing though, many women, even on apps, dating apps, expect us to do what they to do things for them, to spend money on them still, even when it comes to bringing them to us. And a number of them have been scammers, really, I've noticed, on apps, such as dating apps and other apps. I'm I'm a lot smarter than most people take me for. Those people who know me know not to go that route though, of assuming that I don't know as much as I have said. I know more than I have said even to this point. The one thing is also is that women women will also tempt you with their bodies, thinking that they have a golden pussy or what's known as what people also call the vaginal area as a camel toe. But the basic fact is that women age like milk, thereby over a number of years, say even for a number of women, they age faster by smoking, doing any number of narcotics, at any age, and they age faster even by not taking well care of themselves without the man. And one of which is that there are many beautiful women out there. And don't get me wrong, there are many beautiful women out there. Okay, but you cannot expect to have someone to feel that you have your life as a full completion, then thereby go behind their backs doing shit that's sinful, such as cheating or any other negative crap, and think that you'll get away with it and then they'll understand and forgive you and all this other shit. That's not the way to go. Because the basic fact is, as I was about to mention, the more women and men cheat and then repent one time to start with, then they repeat the cheating or adultery. Then if they repent after doing it however many times after, right? They won't be forgiven right off the fucking bat after the first time. That will take a good portion of their life in order for them to be forgiven. And in order for them to be forgiven, they need to quit that shit. And I don't mean quit. I don't mean quit repenting. I mean quit going against the Bible of going towards the base of adultery, and quit going against the Bible in the sense of cheating, and quit going against the Bible in the sense of murders, and quit going against the Bible of any other sinful thing that there is even mentioned in the Bible. Women have said that they want a white picket fence, Prince Charming, the Cinderella and Snow White affirmation. Yet they have cheated on us men, even in 80 from 89 through the 1990s. And yes, I have been cheated on before I was married one time so far. And I'm not married right now. I am totally 100% single, strong MGTOW. But the basic fact is that I've been through the forest, as it were. I have seen many things in my lifetime that doesn't really surprise me because I mean with the way things have gone even before the things I've seen, it doesn't really surprise me. The human mind and the human psyche is very complex, or it can be. I know the male and female psyche so well that people question me and assume and judge me saying that I don't. If you knew me, you wouldn't say that. The basic fact is that, again, if you were to cheat, repent, be forgiven, cheat again a number of times, and think that, and even without repenting, the women think that they're forgiven because they're still seen as the weaker gender, the weaker sex in society, being that they think they can get away with shit even spiritually when they cannot. They don't realize that when their time is up on this planet, they won't be going up to the pearly gates or the golden gates of heaven. Their soul will be leading them to the pits of hell. Same thing for us men. This is not a scare tactic. This is not anything negative. This is one of truth, logic, and actual fact in the base of reality to start. This I am saying because I care about every human being on the planet. as an advocate. But the one thing is, I will defend every MGTOW member and brother that there is, and I know in their own way they will defend me. And with that, I say, you MGTOW brothers, stay strong. This is Logical MGTOW Spock. Live long and prosper. Have a good day.